X, Y, Z, we, X.
Let me see your X. Can I see your X?
X, V.
V. Z. Can I see? Z.
A, X.
P.
P.
That's P.
Sit.
Sit it right there? Okay, Mommy will put it right there. P.
X.
V. Okay, you just gonna lay it on me? C. Yep.
A circus.
Oh, it's a suitcase, yeah.
Circus.
No, what is it doing in there? It's not supposed to be with your alphabets.
Happy. Y. V. X. V. P. X.
V. Sorry, Mommy messed that up.
Y. C. V.
Yeah.
V. Next, A, B, C.
Yeah.
Z. P. Hi.
Hi.
How about you? X.
Thank you. Hi guys, happy Sunday and welcome back to my channel. And today I am doing a speed build inspired by our newest update of The Sims 4, which was Toddlers. Yay! I'm still so excited about it. I don't know why. Every time I see these little creatures, they are just like the most adorablest, the most cutest things ever. And even though it took a long time for us to get them, I am so happy that we got them. Like, it couldn't have been any better. So I can't wait for Pets. Everybody's speculating that Pets is next, and it's just gonna be awesome. If Pets look half as cute as the kids, like just a fraction of as cute as the kids, it's gonna be adorable. But anyway, so today we are doing a speed build dedicated to the toddlers. And it is going to be a daycare. And I'm excited about this because I am hoping that out there in the modding community, somebody's going to come up with a mod to be able to send our kids to daycare. Send our babies to daycare, just like in Sims 3 generation days when you used to be able to go to work, drop your kid off at daycare, or even run a daycare. I think that that'll be such a good addition to the game. So kind of jumping ahead right now and just kind of being like, I'm just going to go in and make a daycare anyway. And it got to the point where when I was playing around with the toddlers and just kind of like playing around with some of the stuff, I ran across like a lot of things that they snuck in the game. Wallpaper, lighting fixtures, things that I had never seen before. Now I might be wrong, but things that I had never seen before that I was like, wait a minute, did this come with toddlers? So I was kind of inspired to just like use just nothing but the toddler stuff that we got. I think if I did use something else, I think I used a big piece of playground equipment, and I try to do everything base game. So if you just have the base game and you haven't got any of the expansion packs, thankfully the base game was enough to get the toddler, which is totally correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't see why they would give you a toddler with like get to work or get together. It needed to be with the base game. So I'm glad that some people that just have the base game, they can still partake in the toddlers. So because of that, I decided to do nothing but base game materials. So hopefully that is what I used. I tried my hardest to make sure I paid attention to all the icons and things like that. But anyway, I wanted like a real fun shape from the outside. So I went for this little weird square. And right now I am building a sandbox. I had talked about this during the whole toddler review type situation. I was like, oh, we need park items like sandboxes and stuff like that. So I kind of was like, I'll just make like my own little sandbox. Now, technically we don't have like sand in the game, but I did want it to be like a little covered area because whenever my kids have had sandboxes, it's been covered, it's been away from like the elements or the sun. And then of course, if it hypothetically rains, you want to be able to have the sand protected from the rain and the snow and things like that. So I decided to make it like a little covered area so the kids can be protected, and also like I said, the sand can be protected. And I just kind of fenced it in with like this little border type thing. I think it's like a cork board bottom for the sand. I wish it came in different colors because to me it's not sandy enough. But you know, it for the illusion of sand, you know, it's going to have to work for us. But anyway, and then I'm just placing like a couple little sandbox toys. I put cars and rubber ducks of different colors. And honestly, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why I switched to the other page, but anyway, honestly, I don't think it's going to make a difference that you put the things out there now, because when I played around with this lot after the fact, I noticed that the kids, when they were done playing, they're so sweet. Well, one particular little girl I was playing with, she ended up putting the toys back when she was finished playing with them. She would pick up the toy and play with that one particular toy, and then she went and put it back, and I thought it was like the cutest thing. So I don't know if they'll all stay in the sandbox, but they have the option to kind of sit outside and play, and that's just when they go outside for playtime. So one of the things that I noticed that we had was some new doors. The doors have like little monsters, unicorns, little bunny rabbits, and I really wanted to use it on the outside, but my problem is I wanted 2 doors, and so I ended up running across these rainbow doors, which again, I'd never seen them before. So I'm pretty positive they came with the toddler stuff, and they kind of match like all the colorful toddler type, whimsical type things, along with that wallpaper that I'm showcasing right there. And there's also a striped looking Lego wallpaper, that one right there. I ended up using that one from the outside because I wanted to look like it was very inviting, like a kid's just going to be like, yay, I'm going to school. And then I wanted to do an accent color on those little pillars on the side, and those pillars, they really just serve the function of just aesthetics. I mean, I didn't do anything. Like, you could kind of open them up if you wanted to and make like little closets, or, you know, just little extra space or whatever, but honestly, I just left them closed. But you know, once you get into the game, you could do whatever you want. So I did make this a park, but when I played with it to kind of test it out, I ended up changing it to generic. So it will work as a generic, and that way you won't have just random Sims popping up. Because my fear with doing it as a park is that you'll have random Sims popping up. You might have a homeless Sim pop up. So as of right now, I might change it before I put it on the gallery, but as of right now, it's considered a park. So there is going to be some basement options if you happen to download it and it is a park. There is going to be some stuff in the basement just to satisfy the needs of a park. But I think generic, it'll probably work better. So that way you won't have Sims. Right here, I was thinking about doing like little separated potty spots, but then I realized that's not going to work. And then I realized I needed a potty for the actual caretaker person. So I ended up switching that out later on. So as of right now, it's sitting right there. I went with these really colorful monster potties because when I played in my free time, I did the cheapest potty. So I didn't get a chance to really play with the monster potties. And I thought that they were super cute. And the colors are just so cute. These toddlers are so freaking adorable. It is ridiculous. Anyway, wanted to do like a kitchen area because of course you need a kitchen when you have a daycare, right? Because you're going to need to feed the kids. The caretaker will probably need to feed herself as well. So originally I wasn't going to put a stove in, but eventually I ended up putting a stove in, and I'm going to gate that whole entire area off because realistically, when you're dealing with toddlers, they get into everything. And if you guys have been playing, I've had the toddlers that I played with, they've played in the toilet water. They've wandered outside on their own. They, you know, they're playing in trash. Like I had like a pile of trash on the floor from the other twin who had ate and threw his food on the floor, and then they're playing in the food. And so it's like you really got to keep your eye on them. They are like really just wild and crazy. So the last thing, you know, hypothetically speaking, the last thing you want is for one of them to venture off into the kitchen and, you know, start messing with the stove or the refrigerator or whatever. So I do fence that little area in. I found these curtains and I fell in love with them because when I first saw the curtains, I just saw the striped colors. But then when you go through the different options, it ends up having like a little cloudy day one, and I just fell in love with it. Of course, I couldn't end up putting it there because of the counters, so I ended up just changing it out altogether, which you'll see in a minute. And then that's when I realized that the little potty sections the potty cubicles were not going to work. I opted for that trash can right there because it's supposed to be an automatic trash can, so I would envision that the caretaker could kind of lock it and make sure that the kids can't get into it. So that is helpful. So like I was saying earlier, I ended up gating off that little area, but I ended up making a bathroom for the caretaker. And another reason why it's probably important to have a bathroom in a nursery or daycare setting is because you need a bathtub for the kids, because every once in a while a kid's going to get dirty. A toddler's going to get dirty rather, and you'll have to give them a bath. So I end up making that little area right now where the potties are at, which you'll see in a minute. I end up making that into like a full-size bathroom, a toilet for the caregiver, and then we're just going to leave the potties, because I don't know why I was thinking like the toddlers needed their privacy, but they're like babies. They don't have a problem with people watching them potty, so I end up, I don't know why I was thinking that. I was like, that's why I was sectioning it off, because I was like, I want them to be able to have their privacy. But then I was like, afterwards, they don't need their privacy. They're toddlers. They don't care nothing about that. I was trying to go for like really colorful colors. That's why the cabinets are green and the refrigerator and the microwave are red, and then when I put the stove in, it's going to be red. And then I kind of went, at first I was going to go for some colorful high chairs, but then it was almost like too much, so I ended up just going for just white high chairs. Right now you're going to see them placed up against that fence, but I'm going to end up replacing that fence with a wall. And then when I went to go play the game, she could not get the toddlers in the high chair. So apparently she goes behind the high chair and places them in. In real life, I'm used to like taking the little top off the high chair and sticking my toddler in, but she goes behind it. And so since that fence is right there, since that wall is right there, she can't go behind it. So when you download it from the gallery, if you choose to, they'll be pushed up just a little bit, which doesn't really affect the flow, but that way she can kind of walk behind them and put it down. So as you see, like the rule of thumb or the magic number around here has been 4. I've just been kind of like envisioning that this is like a daycare for 4. I'm sure you could probably add more toddlers if you wanted to. You'll just have to, like, if they have naps, you'll have to just cycle their naps, because when I make the little nap area, it's going to be 4 beds as well. So here I am just kind of like placing some windows in the bathroom, which later on I kind of looked on the exterior and I was like, those windows just look so out of place. But I ended up leaving them there because I wanted to have windows in the bathroom, but I don't like using the regular windows. I like using like what I would consider to be like privacy windows. So if anybody's walking past, they can't see up that high. And if they can't see up that high, they can't see down that low. You get what I'm saying? Like they're like so up so high you can't see what's going on down low. And then, they're up so high that nobody can really see straight in unless you get like a ladder or something. So anyway, I know it's just a game. People are always like, it's just a game. At least I feel like people are always like, it's just a game. But I like to make it as realistic as possible. And, realistically, you're not going to have full-size windows in your bathroom. And I don't think I've ever made a build where I had like full-size windows in my bathroom. Anyway, I went for that colorful mirror because I wanted to make it seem like she had like storage on the side if she needed like Band-Aids or first aid kits or things like that. So I'm putting like a little bookcase over here. This is going to be like the little play area, I guess you could say. First, I was thinking it was going to be like a reading nook type situation, because I'm so used to when my kids were younger, they'd go to school, they would do like this whole reading carpet, and I was like, oh, that could be like the little reading carpet. But eventually I was just like, yeah, we don't have like a ton of space for this nursery. Now, of course, if you want to go in there and make it bigger, be my guest. But I was trying to make it small and cozy, and I wanted to be able to stand smack in the center and turn in a circle and look at all the toddlers at one time. Because realistically, you cannot have a huge house and stairs, or a huge daycare with stairs and different rooms and all of that type stuff, and have them just wandering, because you will never be able to keep your eye on all of them. So as of right now, the way it's set up, unless you go in and change it once you download it, you could totally stand in the center and check out all the toddlers at once. So here I am trying to force these curtains again. I like those curtains so bad. I was trying my hardest to force them. I was playing around with a different color of carpet because I was trying to do something that was a little bit more neutral, but then I didn't like the neutral one. So I ended up just doing that carpet, and I ended up making it smaller because I sized it up right there. And I put a blue carpet underneath it. I tried to section off all the different little areas with different colored carpet so that it could look like the blue carpet for the play area, the tile, of course, for the potty area, because, I mean, duh. And then the walkway when you first come in is like a dark green, and then the sleep area is like a red color. So it's like I wanted to do primary colors. I wanted to do something that was kind of fun and kind of eye-catchy. So, and I don't think I've ever done anything this colorful before, to be honest with you, but it was so much fun. I love how it came out at the end. Anyway, and these chairs are adorable. When you toggle through the different colors, you get so many different combinations of little monsters and bears and things of that nature. It is like adorable. Honestly, if it wasn't for me doing this build, I probably wouldn't even known or noticed like all of the stuff that came with the toddler, the whole thing. I mean, they just gave us so many cool things. It was crazy. Like when I started going through everything. So anyway, just placing a couple of toys. At first, I was going to like place them like in a certain area. Then I was like, that's dumb, because in real life I have a toddler and his toys are all over the place. So I just decided just to put like a bunch of random toys in the middle. And of course, if they want to eventually go put that in the toy chest, which some of them did, I saw some of them later on like kind of cleaning up and stuff after themselves, they can do that. I was going to put like a little table right there to kind of put like the little tablets on it, but then I realized those little shelves can hold the tablets. And it's so funny because you think the tablets are up high, but somehow mysteriously, magically, the toddlers are able to reach them. They are actually able to reach them. Even though you put them up that high, they are able to reach them. It is so cute though, because they'll just kind of grab them. And just sit down and start playing with them. So anyway, I'm kind of placing like some different carpet options and stuff. You see a fence right now around the bed area, and I ended up changing that to just like that little border. And the only reason why I really did that is because I just wanted to have defined spaces. Originally I was like, oh, it'll be important to have like gates everywhere so we can kind of like not trap them per se, but just kind of like keep them in, you know, in certain spaces. And then when she went to go tuck one of the babies in, she kind of like went through the gate. So I got rid of the gate altogether and ended up just putting like a little border. And I just like just having like the designated spaces. Like here's your nap area, here's your play area, here's your potty area, here's the kitchen. And really the kitchen is the only one that needs to be gated off. And of course the backyard area. So kind of playing around with curtains and stuff. I ended up just getting rid of those curtains because they just became too much of a hassle. And really, when you think about it, you shouldn't be having long drapes around toddlers anyway. It makes more sense to have like a valance. So that little puppet theater valance is one of the base game valances, and I think it just matched really perfectly because it has like a light blue and it kind of goes in with that whole wallpaper situation that I ended up choosing. And then I ended up finding these cloud lights, and I was just like, oh, where did these lights come from? I had never seen the cloud lights before, so you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I did not know we had cloud lights in the game. So anyway, I ended up adding cloud lights because I felt like with the background, with the wallpaper, me adding the tree decals and the clouds and stuff, I just thought it was super cute. I did put a sink there because realistically, if she's helping them learn how to potty and stuff, she might need to clean her hands afterwards if she has to clean up or something like that. So I just put a sink out there for her. I don't think the toddlers can really use the sink. So in the little dining area, I decided to go with like some whimsical, and then I ended up changing it to like a blue just so it could blend in with the rest of the blue. But then behind the kitchen cabinets and stuff, I wanted to make like a backsplash. I try to do that sometimes. I'll put like tile on that wall so it can look like it's a backsplash of some sort. So I like how it came out. It just kind of brings like a little bit of neutralness to the bathroom. I mean, not the bathroom, the kitchen. Anyway, so here I'm just adding some more lights everywhere because we got like a handful of places that still are kind of dark. In the common area where the kids are, I totally put those little cloud lamps, but everywhere else I just put like regular lamps. So I always have the hardest time trying to figure out the roof situation. It is like so annoying. So I didn't want to put like a traditional roof on there. I've been trying to lately when I do like commercial or like non-residential lots to do just like a flat roof, but one with like edging and stuff on it, if that makes any sense. So the only way I know how to do it is to actually make like a second story and then lower the walls down to like half walls. And then of course you can color them, and like I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to continue that red up the little pillars, and then I'm going to end up continuing that that Lego, I don't know what to call it, that little Lego mosaic print. The only thing is it has like a white base border, so it of course added it to the top. And at first I was kind of like, oh, should I change it? But I couldn't find an option. Like, you're going to see me kind of toggle through it and try to figure it out. I could not find an option that didn't have like that white border. So I ended up just leaving it like how it is. But of course, you are welcome to go in and change it. And then here I am going to start working on the backyard play area. I did put a bench out there so that the caretaker can kind of sit out there. Ideally, the kids, all they do is kind of point at the playground and say, what is that? So they're not going to really do anything with it. But if you have older kids, like if you have school age kids that might need some after school care, I like the option of having it there just in case. You know, you just never know. So here I am just putting like some, what I would like to say is like some cushiony rubber type situation underneath the playground, just in case one of the kids falls. And for some reason my mouse was acting crazy right there, but I wanted to make the triangle tiles so that you could fill that in and not have it be like jagged. So the way you do that is Control F So learned that. I had to stop. That's why I paused for a second, because I had to go Google. I knew how to do it, but I never done it before. But anyway, so I ended up going through and changing those doors, which you're about to see in a second, because I was like, those doors are just a little too wild. And I like the doors that I ended up going with, which you'll see in a minute. And I was able to change the doors for the backyard playground area as well, and just do like a solid color. And so now I'm just kind of like adding some trees and stuff on the outside. Did this cute little giraffe to be like the little welcome type thing. I was so tempted to use get to work, because you know how they have those signs and stuff for get to work, and then dine out too. So I was like, I just gotta make it work. So that's the reason why I'm just kind of like trying to make like my own little entrance. And I just added like a whole bunch of greenery. I put move objects on and just kind of overlapped a bunch of stuff. And I know it seems like this lot is like on this weird space, but I wanted it more long than wide, or more wide rather than long. Does that make any sense? I wanted it like a rectangle as opposed to like a square. So that's the reason why I put it on this corner lot and put it on the edge like this. So here I'm just kind of going through some door options. And it's so funny. I was like, why did I want 2 doors? I wanted a 2-door look. So that's the reason why I used 2 doors. But then I was like, why I just didn't get a 2-door look? Like, it was just insane. But anyway, I'm just going to wrap it up right here and put some rugs and things of that nature, and just kind of like clean up everything. So stay tuned for the screenshots. And like I said, if you want to download this, it'll be in my gallery, and all the information will be in the description box below. I'm just going to make my little impromptu sign right now. So hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you think about toddlers so far. They are like super cute. I am loving them so far. They are the most adorablest little creatures, the littlest, cutest little things I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, I'm so glad that we got them, and I'm looking forward to just, you know, having more LPs with them and just having more life stories with them and things of that nature. So anyway, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. And again, if you want to download it, you will find it in my gallery. So have a great rest of your day. Bye.